Hello and welcome to Learn with Hema's class. My dear students, today I am going to explain a poem of English class 9 2.3 Somebody's Mother by Mary Dow Brine. This poem is a perfect example based on your actions and reactions in turn that you receive. Some proverbs with same message are: as you sow, so shall you reap. What you do to others, expect what others return to you. One good turn deserves another, and many more. My dear students, if you find my videos useful, please do like, subscribe and share them with those who need it. So with a very beautiful poem, here we start. Somebody's Mother. The woman was old and ragged and grey, and bent with the chill of a winter's day. The streets were white with the recent snow, and the woman's feet with age were slow. So here it is saying that the woman, old woman is shown over here, and she is ragged, that means poor, her clothes are torn, and she is grey, that means she is old. That is, her hair are white, and bent with the chill of a winter's day. Now, as the lines show us, or the lines tell us, that it is a winter day, it is cold over there, and it's very chilled, the atmosphere, the climate is very chilled, and because of that chill, that woman is a little bent. She is bent, not straight, and bent with the chill of a winter's day. The streets were white with the recent snow, that means there has been a snowfall recently and the streets are full of snow, that is white in color, and the woman's feet with age were slow. Now the streets are white, but this woman's feet were slow, that means because of her age, old age, she was walking slowly and carefully. So in short, if I say that a woman who is old, poor, and who is a little bent due to the chilly winds, because of the snow she cannot walk fast, or because of her age also she cannot walk fast. At the crowded crossing she waited long, jostled aside by the careless throng of human beings who passed her by, unheeding the glance of her anxious eye. See, now that woman is standing at the crowded crossing, and she is standing there since a long time, she waited there since a long time, but people are just going and coming, and she is being moved by the people. धक्का लगना जैसे किसी का, है ना? So jostled aside, people are going and making her to stand on the sideways, and they are very careless. This throng, this crowd of people is very careless. They do not see whether the person is old or young, or whether the person is able to walk or no. They are busy in themselves. They are not ready to help others. So all the human beings who were passing just next to her, they did not pay attention to her anxious eyes, as if her eyes were telling or asking, can anyone help me? Or please someone help me. So unheeding means not paying attention. People are moving around, they are coming, some people are coming, some people are going, crossing the road, but nobody is paying attention to that pretty old woman. Down the street with laughter and shout, glad in the freedom of school let out, came happy boys like a flock of sheep, hailing the snow piled white and deep. Past the woman so old and grey, hastened the children on their way. Now there only from the street some students were coming, and they were free now because their school was over, and they were moving out of their school, and they were very happy, and they were laughing, they were shouting, and they came just like a flock of sheep. Flock of sheep means how sheep flock together, कैसे एक साथ में मूव होते हैं, तो वैसे ही ये बच्चे भी, बॉयज़ भी जो हैं, they all were coming together. Hailing the snow piled white and deep. Now here hailing means welcoming. The snow had already fallen down, as I said, just a few time before only. A few moments before the snow was there, snowfall was there. So they all were very happy with that snow. They welcomed that snow pile, which was white and deep. White and deep means the snow is white. Deep means their legs were inserted inside while walking. But they all were happy with this. Past the woman so old and grey. Now these boys, this flock of boys, they passed the woman. That is, they crossed the woman. They did not see the woman. They all passed her. She was so old and grey, nobody saw her. Hastened the children on their way, and they all were hurrying up. They were not looking around that who is in help or no one, but they just went away. None offered a helping hand to her, so weak and timid, afraid to stir, lest the carriage wheels or the horses' feet should trample her down in the slippery street. So no one was ready to come and offer her a helping hand and say that I'll make you cross the road. And she was so weak and timid. Timid means shy, not ready to ask anyone. And she was afraid to stir, afraid to move, because if she would move, she was fearing that either she may slip in this street, white snow, or she may come under the horse carriages which are moving around on the road. She may come under the feet of any of the horse, and that horse carriage may trample her down, that is, may knock her down. उसको गिरा देंगे धक्का देके और उसके ऊपर से निकल जाएंगे. तो she was fearing that thing. उसको ये डर था मन में कि if I will try to cross the road, I may not walk fast, and in that the horse carriage may come over me. It may trample me. मतलब मुझे कुचल के आगे चला जाएगा. At last came out of the merry troop the gayest boy of all the group. He paused beside her and whispered low, I'll help you across if you wish to go. So at last that merry boys troop, we remember the merry boys which came out from the school down the street, and they passed this old woman. But after going further, one boy who was the happiest of all, gayest of all, happiest of all, came back to that old woman, and he paused near the old woman, that is, stopped, and whispered low. Slowly he said to the woman, If you want to cross the road, I'll help you. Her aged hand on his strong young arm she placed, and so without hurt or harm, he guided the trembling feet along, proud that his own were young and strong. Then back again to his friends he went, his young heart happy and well content. Now, the woman, she was already waiting that someone should come and help her. Now this boy had come. So she placed her hand, aged hand, that is her old hands, on his strong young arm. That is the boy's strong arm, the young boy's strong arm. She placed, and so without hurt or harm, that is बिना कोई नुकसान पहुँचे, उस लड़के ने उस औरत को, बूढ़ी औरत को रोड क्रॉस करा दिया. He guided the trembling feet along. Like her friends, her feet were trembling, her legs were trembling, but he guided these trembling feet, that is the old woman who was weak and timid. He guided this old woman to cross the street, and he was proud that his own arms were strong. The boy was proud that because he is strong, he is able to help. Then after letting the lady cross, the old lady cross the road, street, he went back. He came back to his friends, and his young heart was happy. That means he was very happy because he has helped someone cross the road or helped someone who was in need, and he was well content. That is, he was satisfied with himself that he was not like the others. He helped someone in need. She is somebody's mother, boys, you know, for all she is aged and poor and slow, and someone sometime may lend a hand to help my mother, you understand? If ever she is old and poor and grey, and her own dear boy so far away. So a beautiful thought here, this paragraph, the poetess had said that the boy says to his friends that she is somebody's mother, boys. दैट वो जो लेडी है वो भी किसी की मम्मी है, यू नो, फॉर ऑल शी इज़ एजड एंड पुअर एंड स्लो, बिकॉज शी इज़ एजड and she is poor and she is slow because her feet cannot walk fast because of her age. Maybe my mother is also going to become aged one day, and maybe I won't be there with her to help her at that moment. So when she will be away from me or when I will be away from her, there will be someone who will definitely come to help her as I helped this poor woman today, this old woman today. So, and someone sometime may lend a hand. As I lend a hand to this mother, someone sometime may lend a hand to my mother, like me. So, do you understand? So, if ever she is old and poor and grey, and her own dear boy so far away, यानी उसका खुद का बच्चा उससे दूर होगा और वो बूढ़ी हो जाएगी, तब भी कोई ना कोई तो आएगा उसकी मदद करने. जैसे आज मैंने किसी के मम्मी की मदद की है, कल कोई मेरी मम्मी की भी मदद करेगा. Somebody's mother bowed low her head in her home that night, and the prayer she said was, God be kind to that noble boy who is somebody's son and pride of joy. फिर उस दिन की रात की बात है कि वो जो somebody's mother है, that is old, grey and ragged, वो जो mother है वो अपने घर में she is bowing her head down and praying, bowing her head low, okay, and she is praying in her home that night. And what she said in the prayer, that God be kind to that noble boy, है ना, उस बच्चे ने उसको हेल्प की है, लड़के ने हेल्प की है. So she is telling that please be kind to that noble boy, उसके साथ अच्छा व्यवहार करो, उसके साथ बिल्कुल नरमाई के साथ रहना. who is somebody's son, क्योंकि उसका दिल बहुत अच्छा है, उसको कभी कोई परेशानी मत देना, क्योंकि वो भी किसी का बेटा है और किसी का घमंड है, किसी की खुशी है. घमंड है ना, हम अपने बच्चों पे घमंड करते हैं ना, हमारे बच्चे अच्छे होते हैं तो हम उन पर घमंड करते हैं. आपके पेरेंट्स भी आप पर घमंड करते हैं, अरे हमारा बेटा, हमारी बेटी, ऐसे करते हैं. तो दिस इज़ देयर प्राइड एंड वी शुड नेवर लेट आवर पेरेंट्स प्राइड गो डाउन. सो इट शुड बी आवर हेल्पिंग नेचर टू हेल्प अदर्स. So this is what Mary Dow Brine, through this poem, through this beautiful poem, Somebody's Mother, have told us. Now, the English workshop we shall be doing along with the warming up exercise. So, just I'll start. So, I'll start up with the warming up exercise. Now, as I said in the beginning of the chapter only, when I said that some proverbs, as you sow, so shall you reap. मतलब जैसा बोओगे वैसा पाओगे, उसी टाइप में यहाँ पर एक प्रोवर्ब दिया हुआ है. द सेम प्रोवर्ब इज गिवन टू यू एंड यू हैव टू राइट सम प्रोवर्ब्स और एक्सियोम्स और कोटेशंस फ्रॉम बाइबल और फ्रॉम द इंटरनेट और फ्रॉम द डिक्शनरी इफ यू कैन गेट ऑफ प्रोवर्ब्स. सो डू अनटू अदर्स एज यू वुड हैव अदर्स डू अनटू यू, मतलब दूसरों के साथ वैसा ही करो जैसा तुम चाहते हो कि दूसरे तुम्हारे साथ करें, है ना. तो इस टाइप के कुछ है ये यहाँ पे दिए हुए हैं. हाउ पीपल ट्रीट यू इज देयर कर्मा, हाउ यू रिएक्ट इज योर्स. वेरी नाइस वन दिस वन. ट्रीट अदर्स एज यू विश टू बी ट्रीटेड. डोंट जस्ट बी नाइस बट बी काइंड टू अदर पीपल, दैट कैन बी सो रिवॉर्डिंग. बी गुड टू पीपल, you will be remembered more for your kindness than any level of success you could possibly attain. How you treat others is how you really feel inside. Be careful how you treat people. What do you do to others has a funny way of coming back to you. So these are some of the proverbs or quotations you can say. Now study the following set of words. Now this is a different type of placing the words in order. The first set is pleased, happy, joyful, aesthetic. Now here you can see that the words are arranged in the ascending order of their importance or ascending order of their degrees. Set B says letter, the smallest one, then word, then sentence, then paragraph. It ends to the biggest one. Now the words in these sets are arranged in an ascending order, each showing a higher degree than the previous one. Now rearrange the following groups of words in the ascending order. Adult, aged, infant, youth. Now this kind of a question is very confusing at times. Therefore, you have to pay attention to the question. What the question is? Is the question that arrange the words in alphabetical order, or is the question is rearrange the following group of words in the ascending order? So group of words in ascending order or group of words in alphabetical order. These two are different things. So ascending order means according to the smallest one will be placed before and the eldest one will be placed later on. So adult, aged, infant, youth. So the answers are first infant, very small child, then youth, young one, then an adult, a grown up, and then aged, old. Cold, freezing, cool, chill. So first one is cool, then cold, then chill, then freezing. Brilliant, genius, bright, intelligent. So we start with bright, intelligent, brilliant, genius. The next, mountain, peak or summit, mound, hill. So the very smallest land form is mound, then is hill, then mountain, and then you can say peak or summit. Now prepare similar word chains using the following ideas. Now one word is given rain and a synonym is given drizzle. What are the different forms? Drizzle is one form of rain. The other forms of rain are shower, torrent, deluge. Then wind. Wind also means breeze. Windy, typhoon, cyclone. These are the three different words. Then sunshine. Sunshine means warm, hot, sweltering, fury. Then water body or pool. Water body is said to be pool. Water body can be a lake, it can be a river, it can be a sea. Size can be big, large, huge, gigantic. Size small, miniature, minute, microscopic. Now name and identify the figures of speech from the following line. There are many figures of speech throughout the poem, so let's learn them. The woman was old and ragged and grey. Its repetition, the word and is repeated for poetic effect. Also, this is tautology because old and grey have similar meanings. The streets were white with a recent snow. So, first is alliteration. The initial sound of W is repeated in the words were, white, with for a better poetic effect. The third one, and the woman's feet with age were slow. This is inversion. The words are not arranged in the correct prose order. The correct order is and the woman's feet were slow with age. Then synecdoche, part for the whole, feet which is a part, and stand for the woman, whole, and the woman's feet with age were slow. So feet here stands for the whole woman and therefore part for the whole, synecdoche. At the crowded crossing she waited long. This is alliteration because the initial sound CR, initial sound of CR is repeated in the words crowded and crossing for better poetic effect. Next one, unheeding the glance of her anxious eyes. This is transferred epithet. The epithet anxious is transferred from the old woman to her eye. यानी हम किसी एक नाउन का एडजेक्टिव किसी दूसरे नाउन के साथ यूज़ करते हैं तो उसे हम बोलते हैं ट्रांसफर्ड एपिथेट. एंशियस इज अ पर्सन, नॉट एन आई, सो ट्रांसफर्ड फ्रॉम द ओल्ड वुमन टू हर आई. नेक्स्ट इज हर एजेड हैंड ऑन हिज स्ट्रॉन्ग यंग आर्म शी प्लेस्ड. दिस इज इन्वर्शन. द वर्ड्स आर नॉट अरेंज्ड इन द करेक्ट प्रोज ऑर्डर. The correct order is she placed her aged hand on his strong young arms. Also this is antithesis as we have two opposites young and aged have been used in the same line. And her aged hand on his strong young arm. So aged and young both are used in the same line, which are opposite in meaning. Therefore it is antithesis. She placed and so without hurt or harm. Alliteration, we can see hurt, harm. That is the initial sound H, her, is repeated in the words hurt and harm for better poetic effect. Then back again to his friends he went. This is inversion. The words are not arranged in a proper correct prose order. The correct order is, then he went back again to his friends. His young heart happy and well content. Synecdoche, this is again synecdoche. The heart as a part is used to refer to the boy as a whole, है ना? His young heart. Heart यानी कौन? वो लड़का ना, young boy. तो part use किया है for the whole के लिए. So this is synecdoche. Transferred epithet. The epithet happy. Happy again is an adjective. Epithet means adjective. The epithet happy is transferred from the boy to his heart. She is somebody's mother, boys, you know. Now this is inversion. The words are not arranged in the correct prose order. The correct order is, you know, boys, she is somebody's mother. And someone sometime may lend a hand. This is repetition. The word some is repeated for better poetic effect. In her home that night and the prayer she said. This is inversion. The words are not arranged in the correct prose order. The correct order is, and that night she said the prayer in her home. Now, figures of speech are over. Now, a critical appreciation of this poem. Now, I have used a lengthy method to give the critical appreciation. You can cut short the critical appreciation if you are not able to learn the entire thing or understand the entire thing. You can cut short it. I have made a video on how to write an appreciation for class 9th and 10th. In that video, you can easily make out how to write an appreciation without mugging up or without any learning. So, the title of the poem, Somebody's Mother, refers to one of the characters from the short incident narrated in the poem. It elaborates the idea that what goes around comes around. The poem has been written by the American author, poet and lyricist Mary Dow Brine. She is known for her children's books. The poem has been written in rhyming couplets, and so the rhyme scheme is AABB. The poem highlights the importance of compassion and how each stranger is important in someone's life and how we should help others so that even our loved ones are helped by others. It reveals the beauty of helping others. It teaches us to be empathetic towards each other. My favorite lines from the poem are, she's somebody's mother, boys, you know, for all she's aged and poor and slow, and someone sometime may lend a hand to help my mother, you understand? These are the favorite lines. The poet uses synecdoche by using a part for the whole like feet and heart in place of the old woman and the boy. Transferred epithet has been used for anxious eye and young heart. It is a narrative poem. The tone of the poem is serious. Reading the poem is an emotionally overwhelming experience. While the poem starts on a gloomy note, it ends on a positive note. The kind-hearted boy represents goodness and virtuousness, while the world around the old woman was cruel, cold, and dangerous. The boy stood as a symbol of kindness and safety. The number of lines in different stanzas varies in the poem. I like the poem for its wonderful message that we should not be cold hearted and apathetic towards others. We should lend a helping hand to those in need. The poem also teaches us that it is very important for young people to treat elders with love, respect, and kindness. Now, if you don't want to write this long critical appreciation, you can cut short it. Instead of writing 2 figures of speech, you can write it 1, and you can remove some points which are repeated. English workshop. The first question. Pick out the lines that help create images of the following in our mind from the poem to fill in the table. So first is old woman. The woman was old and ragged and grey. So this is, we can imagine, the woman was old and ragged and grey. We can imagine this thing, and because we can imagine that the woman is old and she is having white hair and her clothes are torn. Then the second image that creates and bent with the chill of a winter's day. There is a third image also. He guided the trembling feet along. The street. The streets were white with a recent snow. At the crowded crossing she waited long, lest the carriage's wheels of the horse's feet should trample her down in the slippery street. So we can imagine all these things. Schoolboys down the street with laughter and shout, glad in the freedom of school let out, came happy boys like a flock of sheep, hastened the children on their way. So these all are actually descriptions, because this is a narrative poem. Descriptions are given of the sets, timing, setting of the day, and we can imagine what the people are doing around, how the things are going around. So that is why it is said as the narrative poem, and these were the things which we could see. Now, write at least 5 rhyming words from the poem. It is very easy because the rhyming scheme is AABB. So, grey day, snow slow, shout out, sheep deep, and feet street are examples of rhyming words from the poem. Now, give in your own words 2 reasons for each of the following. The woman was reluctant to cross the street by herself. What is the reason? First reason can be she was old and weak, and the second, she was afraid of being run over by the horse carriages. Then second, the school boys were in a happy mood. Why they were in a happy mood? Because first one is they were let out from the school, that means school se chhut gaye the, and the second one, it was freedom from a long busy day. One of the school boys helped the old woman cross the street. Why? Because first, he felt it was his moral duty. Then second, he also knew that someday when his mother would need help, a stranger like him would help her in return. We must help those who are in need. Your hearts feel happy and content. Why we must help those who are in need? Because by helping, our heart feels happy and content, and we never know when we would need help in return in life. Now think and write in 5-6 lines why most of the people on a road or street ignore those in need of help. What about you? Write about your feeling after you have helped or not helped when needed. Now, most people on a road, street, this is a self-response type of question. Most people on a road, street ignore those in need of help because they are either cold-hearted or they feel that another person may come forward to help. They may even try to cheat us if we try to help them. When I helped someone in need, I felt really proud of myself. It made me feel happy and content from inside. It made my day. Guess the following using references from the poem. First, the setting. सेटिंग से द रीजन द लोकेलिटी, हमें क्या पता चलता है इस पोएम के बारे में. कि सेटिंग कहाँ का है, रीजन लोकेलिटी क्या है. इट इज़ एन एक्सट्रीमली कोल्ड टाउन in a region in America. Then time, the time of the year and the day, we can say the poem is set in the winter season and is one of the weekday afternoons. विंटर सीजन इसलिए पता कर सकते हैं क्योंकि आइस फॉल हुआ था और चिली स्कूल था. एंड क्योंकि स्कूल छुट्टी थी, बच्चे बाहर थे, तो ये डेफिनेटली वीक डे होगा. तो दैट इज़ वाई वी कैन टेल द टाइम. So here we end with the chapter. I hope this poem was useful to you. I'll very soon come with my next video. Till then, stay safe, stay secure. Thank you.